There's more drama ahead, plus a visit from a Bachelor Nation favorite. We're breaking down everything we need to know about next week's episode of The Bachelor. Hey guys, welcome to another shared news from home. We are so excited to talk about this promo, but before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring, and I'm joined by the wonderful Gabby Ganta and Avery Grooms. You guys, we thought this week was intense. I'm pretty sure things are going to actually go off the rails next week. Let's just dive right into these clips because there's a lot to unpack. Of course, starting with that 2-on-1 cliffhanger.
Next week on The Bachelor.
So, the important detail to pick out from that teeny tiny clip is there is one rose sitting on that table. So, that basically tells us that no matter what happens on that date, only one woman is going to be left standing. So, you guys, I've got to know, are we team Jessenia or team MJ? Gabby, how are you feeling?
I am team Jessenia at this point because during everything when drama was just stirring, MJ was always kind of in the back and like contributing here and there. She obviously wasn't the main focus of it. It was definitely Victoria and Anna. But now that those girls are out of the picture, like MJ was definitely a part of that. And so I'm pretty glad that the girls, Jessenia specifically brought that up and was saying like, okay, we pretty much cleaned house here, but it's not over yet. Like there's still some girls here that aren't here for the right reasons or just stirring up controversy and things like that. So at this point I'm team Jessenia also because MJ just gets really defensive like during any of their talks, and usually if someone's really defensive about something it's because they're hiding something or trying to like come out on top when they know they're at fault. So it's going to be interesting. Maybe more details come out, that makes me change my mind next week. But at this point, that's how I feel.
I totally agree with you. Matt was able to get rid of most of the bad guys, but I feel like MJ is still part of that like bad vibes group. Especially now, she could have just owned up to what she did, but instead she's like lying and making the situation harder than it needs to be. And I just don't like her attitude. She's not fun to watch at all. And I feel like Matt won't appreciate it either because he hasn't been dealing with drama thus far. Like we saw two girls get eliminated for bringing more drama. So I definitely think Jessenia will win this one and he'll see through the fakeness and hopefully Jessenia gets the rose.
Yeah, I totally agree with you both. I think based on his track record of hearing both sides, I mean, listen, we saw Victoria finally go home and she had no defense. He asked her to put her cards on the table, and when she said what happened, he was like, okay, quick decision. I think his standards are pretty set. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see if MJ can pull it off. Can she save herself? Does she have a defense we haven't seen yet?
Your biggest fear is losing you. I'm trying to keep it together right now.
So she's trying to keep it together, but this is what I'm struggling with. I haven't seen much of MJ except for some like snappy one-liners that aren't the nastiest thing going on in the room, but they're not like the nicest thing going on either. So when she says she has this fear of losing Matt, I don't even know if I've really seen a connection from them yet. What do you think, Avery? Do you sense a connection between them that's like worth fighting for on Matt's end?
That's a good point. No, like you said, we've only seen little snippets of her here and there, mainly because most of the time, all of the camera time's been revolved around all this drama, which mainly is like Victoria and Anna. And then we'll see MJ here and there. But with regards to her and Matt, I don't know how much their relationship has developed, how much of a connection they have. Like, I can't even really think of a one-on-one moment off the top of my head of them two together. And that goes for a lot of people too. I feel like so much time was taken away because of all the drama. But right here, she looks like she's either going to snap or break down. And I'm curious to see how she'll handle this situation because so far, I feel like she hasn't been handling confrontation very well. So this should be very interesting.
I agree. I think there is no foundation or connection there at this point. But on the other side of it, like these girls have been here for weeks. Like they've gone through so much to try and date Matt. So even the girls who like haven't had very much time with him, it's pretty devastating to have to leave and never like get that chance. So I understand like not wanting to leave or something to come up drama wise that makes you go home prematurely. And so like, I feel for both sides. I think Matt just has so many other stronger girls here that he kind of doesn't think about it, for a second time. He's just like, I have so many more options anyways, so like let's just start getting rid of them if they're causing problems. So I think that he's going to do that with these girls as well.
Yeah, that's a great point, Gabby. I mean, we're starting to see connection upon connection develop. Every one on one he's had has been a success. So there's really no room for any of this drama, feuding. I think once it reaches him, he's done. He's given it the boot, which kind of takes us to this next clip because it looks like there's a new feud developing from Katie, who I'm totally into, and Serena C, who I still feel like we don't really know, but things look like they're about to get intense.
Lighting all these little fires everywhere. You are the freaking arsonist.
I'm just so over the drama.
Everyone thought that is not let me talk with Matt.
Really going at it.
So, I mean, if Matt continues with this trend of I see drama, I send drama home, we may never get to know Serena C. I, for the life of me, can't imagine what those two are fighting about. Katie has had her hand in some of the arguments we've seen so far, but she hasn't really been the instigator. She's typically sort of defending. So, what do you think could be going on here? Does Katie turn on us? Is Serena C our new villain? What is going on, Gabby?
I don't know. That's tough. Just from this clip, I feel like they're butting heads because Katie is the one trying to just resolve everything. And if I do remember back in previous episodes, Serena C was also kind of throwing those nasty one liners here and there. So I feel like she's not on the total like nice girl side. So, she could become the new villain or just rub, other people the wrong way. I think it's tough for Katie because I feel like she does have good intentions and just wants to create a better environment for everybody. But with that, like you have to get involved in the drama. You have to go talk to people and confront them and you have to like have those tough conversations and she's clearly really good at it, but that just like involves you more. So I feel like even though she has better intentions, she's going to get involved and so her name and her face are like associated with these different things going on that could cause problems, have make friends, make enemies, it might show up to Matt. So it's interesting. I think Katie's still going to be like the center of a lot of stuff that's going on in the house.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. From what we've seen so far, Katie's more of like the medium and the person trying to resolve the situations. And I feel like that's what she's doing here. And maybe Serena C is the one bringing the drama. But like you said, Fiona, at this point, what could it possibly be? And it looks pretty intense, whatever it is. So I'm just trying to think what could happen next in terms of drama and the girls, because I thought we got rid of mainly most of the sources. But this could possibly be something with MJ, or it could be a whole new situation, maybe with Heather appearing. So I don't know what it could be, but maybe Katie is trying to just lessen the situation, resolve it, and Serena's just not having it.
It'll be certainly interesting. I mean, listen, we've seen the energy in that house. We know things can take a turn quickly. So, very curious what's going to happen here. In terms of the romance side of it all, it looks like Pieper is finally going to get a one-on-one. We saw her struggling a little bit this week, but she's finally going to get some alone time with Matt.
I just hate caring this much and not knowing what it's all for.
So, obviously emotional there, but she looks like she's having a blast on these carnival rides. So I have a feeling that those clips probably don't go together. But I'm really excited. We saw that kiss kind of out of nowhere on the group date this week. She's one of the most stunning girls I think I've ever seen. Very soft-spoken, very sweet. I'm really excited to see some more of her. I think they might hit it off. What do you think, Avery?
I'm really excited. I really like her, even though we haven't seen that much of her. Over this past, the past 2 episodes, I feel like we've been seeing a little more of her just here and there, but I just want more. So I'm so excited she's finally going to have a one-on-one date. And yeah, that kiss definitely came out of nowhere, but I'm sure there's conversations and connections we still haven't seen. So I suspect they have like a really good one because that kiss was like super passionate and long, I feel like. But I'm really looking forward to this date.
Yeah, I'm so glad that Piper ended up getting a one-on-one date after she was just like so jealous of Rachel and had to watch that all unfold and really wanted to experience that too. So, really happy for her. It looks like they're going to have a great time. I know that it's just probably going to be a weight off her shoulders like, ah, finally some alone time with Matt. And I think they're really going to connect. It sounds like, the soundbite, she was struggling about things, but, the more time that you spend with him, it seems like it doesn't it doesn't make things any better. Of course, you're growing your connection with Matt, but then there's just more stressors that come out on top of that. So it'll be interesting to see, if they hit it off as good as all the other one-on-ones have been so far, because they've all been pretty great.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, he can't have every one-on-one lead to as intense of connections as we've been seeing so far, or he's literally never going to be able to make up his mind. But thank goodness he's getting some help this week. I think we are excited is an understatement for this next cameo.
Bro, there's so much. I don't even know where to start.
So just a quick little tease, but there he is, Mr. Tyler Cameron himself. I think we all knew this moment was coming at some point. I have to say, I'm pretty happy to see it happening now because things are definitely getting a little crazy in that house. I hope Tyler can help them sort through it all. Gabby, how do you think this little bromance is going to play out this season?
Oh my gosh, my jaw dropped when I saw Tyler. I'm so excited because I knew all season, like, we have to have a moment with Tyler. Like, they're best friends. He was on the show. There's no way they're not bringing him on for a little bit. And here he is. It's so exciting. I think he's so fun. Him and Matt just like totally balance each other out. And Matt's just been surrounded by so many girls and like so much girl drama that he's probably so excited to just like vent everything out to his guy friend. And I'm interested to see what they do talk about because Tyler has a little bit more experience on the show than Matt. So hopefully they can like meet each other, where they're at, and Tyler can give him some advice. You know, being best friends, they're obviously going to have a relationship with whoever Matt ends up with. Like, they're gonna be friends and they're gonna move on. So hopefully he can just give him some telling advice.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the timing of this. I feel like everything was just piling up with Matt and all the drama. He's probably never been around this many girls, let alone dealt with this much girl drama. So I feel like Tyler coming in at this time could have been a better time. And it's almost going to be probably like therapeutic for Matt, because he'll get advice from his best friend, but he'll also get to vent to his best friend. And, he's just another guy to have around, which I feel like he really needs right now.
Yeah, I totally agree. I cannot wait to see just how much of the episode Tyler's involved with. Is he planning dates? Are they just playing pool? How much Tyler are we going to get? Obviously, very, very excited for that. But of course, it wouldn't be a Bachelor episode without more drama. So let's get back to this next tease, which features more of Katie.
This cannot be happening.
You're pathetic. I have nothing to say to you. It didn't have to come to this.
So this is definitely, I have to say, an interesting edit because we do, of course, hear Katie saying this is pathetic, but then we cut to Jessenia and we know that's from the cliffhanger moment. So they're doing a lot here, but I think the main point is Matt didn't get rid of all the drama, right? We're going to have more drama. We don't really know these new girls yet. I mean, I think you guys will agree. I don't foresee a drama-free rest of the season, right? I feel like there are enough girls who we've seen enough something from to know that things are going to go wrong. Who's kind of on your radar, Avery?
Well, you're so right. Like, the main point of this entire promo is basically to hint that the trauma's not over. There's more to come. I would say Serena C is on my radar because of the clips we saw with her and Katie. Obviously, there's more pot stirring going on. There's going to be more drama. And hopefully Katie's trying to resolve that because we know that's what she likes to do and she's good at it. But I'm definitely going to say Serena C. Oh, and MJ, how could I forget? I'm really eager to see how her whole situation turns out with the 2-on-1 for sure.
Me too. I agree. Those same two girls, MJ and Serena C, because they're the only ones that were sort of like dipping their toe in the drama and getting involved a little bit here and there. And all the rest of the girls, they seem like just wonderful, like so sweet, not getting involved, perfectly unproblematic. So if, those girls aren't there for Matt, or if there's no real connection between them, like if we can get rid of them, then we'll just have like a happy house and like drama free. Although I'm sure it'll never be drama free because, as it gets closer to the end of this, all these girls are dating the same guy, which is just, a recipe for disaster. But I think the big moment is going to be when Heather shows up.
Yes, I agree with everything you both said. To hit you with something controversial just to mull over. But I kind of have my eye on Kit as well. She hasn't done anything outwardly too aggressive, but she
Mhm.
has been a part of a few pretty snippy conversations. So just saying, just something to consider.
Very
I hope
true.
I'm wrong. I loved her on the one-on-one. Just throwing that out there for now. Heather, as you mentioned, Gabby, is arriving to this gorgeous resort, mask off, chatting up the security guard, asking for Chris Harrison. Clearly, chaos is going to follow.
Hi, Chris.
Heather, what are you doing here? You could honestly destroy this whole thing for Matt.
So I don't know why I find this to just be so hilarious. The fact that they went through the process of making it seem random, because that girl quarantined, they've tested, this isn't a surprise. But whatever, we'll go with them. We'll let it seem spontaneous and not 2021 like. But you guys, Heather is here to shoot her shot. Something apparently you're allowed to do. Just drive up and ask for a chance. What are your thoughts on them, letting her even enter the property at all? What do you think, Avery?
I just feel like now is just not the time. It's the time for Tyler C to come on, but not any more girls. It already seems pretty late into the season. I just feel like this is not good. We don't need this. This is just gonna add to more drama. And I know I said I like drama, but now it's kind of getting old. Like, I'd like to see more of like the character development with like the girls and just Matt, not the girls together. But I feel like we saw how it was with the new girls coming in and how they were treated. I feel like this is not good for Heather. This is not good for the other girls. This is just all bad. But maybe Matt will like it. From what we've seen, when we already like did some detectiveness on this, it didn't seem like he was that happy that she was there. He just looked more shocked than anything. But I just feel like this is bad timing and it's not going to work out, mainly because of the timing. Had she shown up on night one, maybe things would be different, but just not the time.
I think it's the perfect time because we're ready for some more drama. And, you know, new girls came in after the original girls were there, and Matt has made some great connections with those girls. So there's high hopes that, Heather's going to be one of them. But I do think you're right, Avery, in the fact that people are not going to be happy that she is coming. I remember, they teased this in the very first promo, like before we've even seen any of the episodes, and we were kind of talking about, oh, cool, like Heather's coming. I wonder what's gonna go down. The girls are probably not gonna be happy about that. But then now knowing like the crazy bullying toxic house that this has become, like one of the worst ever, like imagine like her coming into that. It's going to be just 10 times worse than I even thought of on the first night. So at least like Victoria and Anna and some of the main catalysts of this drama aren't there anymore, but I'm still like desperately worried for Heather about everything that's going to go on between her and the other girls.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are so right. She's got to know she's walking into something dramatic. I don't know that she could prepare herself for as intense of a house this one is. They give us a little clip. Obviously, the girls are not going to react well. Let's take a look.
What the?
This is my worst nightmare.
I'm not even upset yet. Like, I'm just angry. I've sacrificed so much to be here.
So, yeah, I mean, even Abigail, who has been so sweet, is not having it. And I get it. I feel like to a certain degree, bullying, excessive nastiness, we're not supporting that. But if I were one of them, I would be upset. What about you, Gabby? I think their, anger is valid here to a point.
Me too. I think after all the drama that's gone down in the previous weeks, it's just they're tired. They're emotionally tired. They're like wanting a break, A few promos ago, they're like, okay, some girls are gone, we can finally get a break. And then of course they never get that break. So I just feel like this is another instance of you know, that big knock on the door where their heart, you know, jumps out of their chest and it's like, oh, here we go again. So I feel for them because, you know, the waves just keep on coming for them.
I agree. I feel for them too. I feel like they were finally getting a moment to breathe without Victoria and Anna and all the toxicness. And then, boom, another girl shows up. More stress, more pressure, more conflict. It just can't be good. And we know how these girls react. And I'm expecting a 10 times more dramatic reaction this time.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be intense. And you guys, this is week 6. So things are like getting close to the end. We're not quite at the end yet, but we're approaching it rapidly. So it is going to be very crazy to see how these next few weeks play out. You guys, we want to know your thoughts on this promo. What do you think's going on with Katie and Serena C? Where did that drama come from? Are you excited to see Heather? And of course, Tyler. Let us know down in the comments. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring. I was joined by Gabby Ganta and Avery Grooms. If you want to come say hi, our social handles are on screen right now. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.